I'm apologizing for a third time for having such a bad connection. We don't know what is happening, but we're just hoping it's gonna get better. Okay, for those who just joined us, Jordan Van Forest, current Dutch champion and one of the rising world stars. Okay, Jordan, take your time and
Let's look at this game, yeah? I haven't seen this game yet, so I have to have a couple of seconds to get acquainted with it myself. So what is a pawn down, if I count right? But position looks very nice, positionally speaking. I mean, 94 is a threat, as indicated by the arrows. Also, knight a6 is... so this extra pawn for black isn't really being felt. I mean, I would consider rook d5 with black, maybe. But knight a6, and this a pawn is very dangerous, right?
yeah.
So let's say take... maybe d3 somehow. Because if you take here with the queen, this looks like also as a passed pawn, but this... ah, wait, pawn a5 is hanging. Maybe queen b6. Oh, I played rook d5. So I thought... yeah, and I think now d3 here is maybe making some sense. Because you want to get this pawn, so... you have this passed pawn as well. So maybe it's not that bad for black. I saw they took, he will take d3.
Yeah, we're just getting closer to time trouble, so
Yeah, people are playing pretty fast, like he's only 13 minutes wide, like 17, so it's... for 13 moves it's not so much. So d3, let's say white takes. Even queen takes b2 is interesting now. So d3 seems like it's not so bad. Maybe rook d2. Trying to keep some pressure.
queen takes f5.
No want to... yeah, but
You
rook...
better have rook b5.
yeah. This looks way too slow to me. But okay, let me try queen a7. But white is... no, white is just a pawn down at the moment.
Yeah, he's down a pawn.
It's not so easy yet for black. Because the d pawn is pretty securely blocked.
Just to do this
But
one.
it feels like black should be okay to me.
Just to do this one. Because you're a special guest, so we just have to put it.
Of course. So he took. So I think they're getting this line on this position on the board. Okay, maybe black has some other options here, but d3 seems
Yeah,
by
he
far
took.
like... yeah, so this
You're
is the
right.
position. So d3 seems like a very natural move here. Okay, I guess white can make a draw if he wants, but... to keep some pressure, rook d2 seems necessary. And this position is pretty complicated, I would say. But take here. Queen a7. Maybe it's even more accurate to start with queen b6, rook b5, and then queen a7. I don't know. But my feeling says black is not in so much danger here. Maybe this. I mean, the pawn isn't really gonna promote so quickly. I think black should be okay. Maybe white has another move here. Okay, white can take, but queen b2.
Queen b2 is dangerous.
Yeah, white has to go back. Black can never be in any trouble here,
Yeah.
right? I mean, take, queen c2. Only black can be better with these pawns. So, it's not so easy. Okay, maybe here just going really, trying to push the pawn.
Just one sec, please.
What, he took on f5? I think he took on f5. Huh. Why didn't he play d3? Let me just ask my friends. Is this Oh, actually, hmm. Yeah, this also seems pretty okay for black. Ah, yeah, this will just be a draw. So take, 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 take. Maybe this something like this, and now queen b6. Oh no, this guy's hanging. So
Oh, they played all your moves.
yeah, now, but this should just be a draw.
This is a draw.
I think queen d6 is maybe most accurate. Just taking the pawn.
Yeah.
It's just a draw. Nothing special.
I'm a bit surprised because Whittler made 2 wins in a row with black pieces
Really?
against Mamedyarov and against Dingley Ran.
Really?
Yeah, he
Wow.
won both games.
I haven't been following the tournament anymore since.
Obviously, you like the party in Serbia.
So, which game didn't we see yet? Grishu game, maybe? Yeah, I looked at this game a little bit before. I thought, white is better, definitely. Also, for Grishuk, it's funny. Yeah, he has a time advantage.
Yeah.
I have never seen it before. And on the clock, it should be alright for him. Also here, looks pretty nice. This pawn in the 4 is a weakness, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe I cannot select.
You wanted to make
Yeah,
arrows and colors. Yeah.
Okay, maybe you cannot take it immediately. Like let's say f6. If you take his bishop is keeping everything protected, and one time maybe even bishop d3, bishop takes g6.
Yeah. So position is way better. Also, Eliano is running out of time, so it's difficult.
Yeah, we can wait maybe till he makes a move. He has only 50 seconds on the clock. I mean, if he doesn't play a3 here, I think white plays a3 himself. So
Fixing
really
the pawn on
needs to have
A4,
something here. Yeah, I'm trying to look for a move, but yeah, a3 seems pretty much forced to me. But here it's also not clear at all what black should play actually for. Maybe also b4 is possible, and then one day rook b1, rook b3. This pawn can be a weakness in the future. Actually, the thing says he only has 5 seconds left, so. But I don't think it's too accurate, right?
It's apparently it's not. By the way, for those who joined us, Jordan van Forest, current Dutch champion, ex-European youth champion.
Yeah. Okay, white is clearly better
And
here.
I just have to say, a guy who won his game today.
Finally, yeah?
Yeah, finally.
First game. The first win this tournament. So
Okay,
this
that's
game,
a good start.
Yeah, but the tournament is almost over.
But I mean, yeah, exactly.
So this game, Morozovic actually dropped a lot of points, right? 2680.
Well,
He doesn't play a lot of chess anymore nowadays, I guess.
Yeah, he hasn't played for almost 2 years.
Yeah, I see him playing occasionally, but I don't think he's professional.
Morozovic was one of the players.
Of course, he was number 2 several times,
Yeah.
I would assume. Actually, not so long ago he was world number 2.
Yeah,
But now he seems to have dropped. But actually, he has made some comebacks in his career already, so you never know with him. But I don't think he focuses too much on chess anymore nowadays. So let me just look quickly through the game. Ah, yeah, this position. I looked at this position, and Morozovic was I had like an hour more on the clock or something, and I thought it was this position I looked at, and I thought Navarra should be getting crushed somehow. Yeah, I mean, if he plays this fast, and Navarra had almost no time left, but seems like he found a way out somehow, because in the game position it's only white who can be better with this pawn on d6. So a5. Maybe a5.
Yeah, 5 with the idea queen b6.
Yeah, queen b6. Indeed, my idea.
Yeah, a rook on g6 seems to be out of the game.
Yeah, it's actually not so easy to prevent queen b6.
Yeah, how is he going to face that?
So maybe try to get a rook back into the game. Isn't white just win? No, maybe that's too much. But what does black play here?
Queen a8 maybe, just to stop this.
Queen a8, yeah.
But I have to.
But queen b6 anyway? And now drop the bishop back somehow.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm also looking for some counterplay against the white bishop on g3, like when the black queen goes to b6, somehow attack this bishop on g3, but it's not easy. Yeah, I'm having a hard time even suggesting a move here for black. Any suggestions except for queen a8?
And now on queen b6 I see bishop d5 because you cannot push your pawn since the queen is hanging.
So what?
Rook takes b6.
Okay, that's too much, right? Because
rook b6?
Yeah, and queen d8. And now e3.
Yeah.
It's not gonna end well for white. Even wait. No. That's not a great idea.
Now I'm threatening e3 myself.
Yeah, but it's rather slow. White has some time. But it's not so easy to advance. Let's try queen c7. Really trying to get d7 in. Bishop e6, only move. But d7 anyway.
Queen c7.
Yeah, this is very bad news.
I don't know. In that case, why Navarra is thinking so much for the move like k5? It's so obvious.
So what is his? Why is he worried? Maybe queen b5. My plan is to go to g5 or d3 if the white queen moves. Now he can take this. Looks like bishop b8. Was black win?
Black, I think.
Yeah, but he.
Which means.
So it's not winning. Okay. But we're not
crazy.
live.
This is crazy. I don't know. No, I'm not supposed to carry on because we constantly keep losing connection. But you'll come tomorrow also.
Of course, if I don't blunder a rook in one move.
Yeah. You'll have to. And Kramnik.
Kramnik is winning here, right?
Kramnik is completely winning.
Okay, no, not completely. King g8. Somehow. Maybe just I played king g8 immediately. Same idea. But he's even a pawn up, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't really need to do something special. It's not real life.
We're live.
Real life again. Apologizing for the fourth time this time.
Yeah. I'm not even going to apologize anymore because this is something that we simply couldn't predict that would happen. But okay.
King g8.
Son left 50.
So it would be nice to play queen e7, but at the moment it's not possible. So bishop c1 here. No, bishop c1, queen takes e2.
His king is kind of weak.
Yeah, Kramnik's king.
Kramnik's king, yeah.
Yeah, because just imagine the rook be pawn, extra pawn f2, queen e7 immediately would be winning. So
Yeah.
there's some counterplay, but it feels like at least Kramnik is better.
Viewers are with us once again.
What about bishop f4? Bishop f4?
What is he threatening? Maybe.
No, what black doesn't really have a threat, but it's not so
Mm.
easy for white to make a move. Just imagine, white will play a4.
I
It's
play
not gonna.
b6.
Yeah, I mean, black doesn't have a clear threat, but also it's not easy for white to make a move. But I was thinking about bishop f4. The problem is that white wants to play queen e7, but it runs into queen b1.
No, queen e7, queen e3 check.
This is also mate.
Oh yeah, you think
whatever.
checkmate, okay.
Yeah, I was looking at this line actually for fun, but it's a. I think it's a draw, but okay, it's really stupid. Bishop f4 was my point, to try and play queen e7, and if black takes here, I can take here, and I hope black doesn't have a perpetual, so it's pretty much forced. The king goes up.
Rook f4.
Rook f4, yeah, goes on. So white has to take.
Check.
Take, check. So maybe here.
Queen 8, queen f1.
Okay, queen f1. Now I go here.
Queen f5.
And now I go here.
I thought I had. Okay, queen f4.
And now at least seems like white should be able to run out the checks to me. But it's not so easy.
No, it's not easy to calculate.
It's just one line, of course. So so bishop f4. Like if black plays e5, further idea is to go queen e7.
It's mate.
Yeah, it looks like mate. Like here, no check. Just one check, of course, and then it's gonna be mate. So bishop f4 is interesting, at least.
So Kramnik is playing against Ding Liren. Looks like he's doing better. Almost winning.
Yeah, maybe winning is it's not so clear but at least he must be better.
Requires a lot of calculation and.
Yeah, it's not so easy. King f2. Queen h1 maybe? No, this is gonna be mate. Yeah, this looks like an interesting try, bishop f4.
Bishop f4 to defend himself and to threaten queen e7. What about the time? Oh, Ding Liren is running out of time. He's only 2.5 minutes on clock.
Yeah, but it's white to move. So the clock doesn't make sense because it shows that the black clock is running, but actually it's white.
Yeah, you're right. By the way, one thing. We got interrupted like 4 times. So could you repeat? Mainly when you study, and guys, I'm not sure if you heard him. He's studying sometimes for like 6 hours a day. You're studying mainly theory?
No, not mainly. I think like 50% theory and 50% other things, like just reading books on the end game, middle game, and that stuff. I mean, before it used to be not much theory and only just improving my play. So what used to happen then is that I would have a pretty bad position out of the opening, but I would still outplay my position after the opening. But nowadays my what do you say? Against stronger players, I noticed that if you get a bad position out of the opening, you cannot really fight back so easily anymore. So it's important to have a good position. So I at least focus more on the opening. I mean, my repertoire is not so good yet, but it's at least improving.
I spoke to a couple of younger players, strong ones. They're GMs. One is even from your country. I'm not going to reveal the names. And what do you think of their statement? Like, everything nowadays in chess is based on theory and calculation.
No, I don't think this is true.
Okay, I also don't think so, but
Everything on theory and calculation.
yeah.
No.
Why do I was like, have you ever analyzed games by Capablanca?
Yeah, yeah.
By
This name
no.
came to mind too.
Why should I know his game? Okay. By the
Okay.
way, who do you think today officially a match for the World Championship title is going to start between Carlsen and Karyakin?
Well,
What are your predictions?
no, I think Carlsen is a heavy favorite, but I think Karyakin is has prepared for this match very, very seriously. I think he must have improved his physical condition and has very good openings, but I just think that Carlsen is just overall just a better player. So even so, like Karyakin's only chance really lies in catching Carlsen in some opening. But even in this, Carlsen is very, very good at not allowing the opponent to have his preparation. So
Exactly.
I don't. It's not so it's not gonna be easy for Karyakin to even get a good preparation. But and so
So you're suggesting viewers to put their money on Carlsen?
yeah. But actually, now that Donald Trump won and after the Brexit,
Yeah. So many upsets on the betting stores, so
yeah,
maybe this one is gonna be as well.
I saw some posts on Facebook. I don't remember by whom, but he said that after the Brexit and after Donald Trump won, he was gonna put his money on Karyakin. So.
Yeah. Eric said that he
Yeah.
also, while we were streaming and broadcasting here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's his statement as well.
Okay, Karyakin is of course a great player, but I think like I read some articles on the match, of course, because everybody's talking about it, and it's like Karyakin and Carlsen more or less have the same style. Like they're pretty quiet players both, but Carlsen is just a little bit better in everything.
Yeah.
And this,
Exactly.
I think, this in the long match can will pay off.
Yeah.
So this is what I predict. But of course, Karyakin has some chance. Of course, he's not. I just think Carlsen is the heavy favorite.
You actually share opinion of like 90% of Just Society.
Yeah, of course.
Just
I'm not.
think the same. Okay, can we check? Kramnik.
No, they didn't play it, but it's strange. Let me just.
Okay.
I'm a lazy player. It shows it's a draw. I just put on the engine, guys, because my chess hasn't been very good this tournament. So I was looking at Bishop f4, but computer tells me it's pretty much equal, which is surprising because I thought white is better. Yeah, the problem for white is that this king is it's very weak. Like white would like to go queen e7, but his king is always in some trouble. So even though he's a pawn up, and his pieces seem very nice, it's not easy. The extra pawn doesn't really matter right now.
Yeah. Okay. Let's check.
You're ready.
Let's check some other games.
Hey, Carlsen. Oh no.
Navarro Morozovic.
Ivanchuk. I played him in the first
Ivanchuk.
round. Oh, this is interesting. What just happened? Ivanchuk game seems very interesting. So here, materials equal, and here black suddenly sacrifices a piece. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least it looks like this. So my first question is, what would happen after knight c4 right here, and the point is rook b5. So take. Looks very dangerous for black, to be honest. Brr. And now rook takes e6.
Oh, rook e6.
So what is going on here? Yeah.
Well,
So-
probably he's winning
Yeah. So if he takes,
and takes the rook at the end
Yeah,
of
at
everything
least,
and
and-
getting a completely winning end.
So rook e6, and also this move doesn't make any sense, I guess.
You know why? Queen takes.
This is also easy.
Yeah.
So black black can resign here, right? I think, because also it's important that here king f8 is just mate. So
Yeah,
Rookie,
we analyzed your game from the first round against Iwanchuk.
yeah, I think I was much better in this game, but then I played horribly positionally and got crushed. There was one moment, but then it wasn't great anymore. So Giri made a draw.
Expected.
A lot of draws today, actually, I see here. Buick Jiangxi won against Michalewski, but doesn't seem like such an interesting game. Do you guys take a look at the women also?
Yeah,
So we can take a
we're,
look at how
we're
you
watching usually games of Ho Yifan.
I just played a match with her in Hoogveen, not against her, but she was there playing a match against Short, and I was there playing a match against Sokolov. So, and before that, she also played. We also played the same tournament in Isle of Man, so that's pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just click through.
What do you think about her play? Because she's crushing her opponents so bad.
Yeah, I think she's just a class ahead of the opponents, right?
Absolutely.
I think she should be competing in the men section.
Exactly.
This is just.
She's way better than most of men
Yeah,
in this tournament.
and,
So
and this is no challenge for her.
Yeah.
She will gain some rating back, but the real challenge for her will be to play with the men like Yulia Polgar. But she plays a lot with the men, of course, so it's not.
yeah, that's what I mentioned. Also, you did Polgar against Ho Yifan. That would be a good match.
Yeah, of course. There, Hao Yifan is a great player. She dropped some points recently, but I'm sure she will get them back quickly. She won like 10 points here already, so. Oh, let's actually take a look how she's playing. So she's a pawn up. Actually, it would be very nice if somehow Black could get the rook to h8. I was looking at this play. So
But maybe your idea is not bad. F6,
yeah, but
King H7, Rook H8, and somehow to use my king.
yeah, King h6, King
Yeah.
g5 or something. I don't know.
Because White cannot put a Rook on G1.
No, White has not many moves. The only real plan is maybe to play Bishop d5 at some
But you're
point.
opposing even Bishop D5 with F6 because in that case,
Yeah,
the
but
opponent-
even Bishop d5 is Rook c2, right? It's just
Yeah, you're right.
So White doesn't seem to have any moves. So Black has free play, but the only thing Black needs to do is include his bishop in the attack somehow. So what about Rook c3? Does it make any sense? I want to go Rook h3.
That's how I won one of my games in the last Serbian league. Exactly the same.
Getting rooks, yeah, and then so Rook e3, Rook e2 is a plan, or Rook h3.
Rook H3, yeah.
Even just taking a pawn, possibly. So, actually,
That's
yeah,
how
it seems like White should be lost here to me. She played f6.
she played F6.
So with the crazy plan of going King h7, Rook h8, possibly. We don't know, but my feeling tells me Black is winning here, because where does White's play come from? Like, it would be nice to play Rook g1, but every square is controlled, yeah? Black just has all the time in the world, can just play King h7, Rook c3, Rook h3. It's great. So Hao Yifan will win, I guess.
Yeah, she's gonna win that game.
Okay.
Like any other game.
Is there any move? Any Leko game?
Knight
Leko.
H Leko.
Yeah.
Leko was our guest here yesterday.
How's he playing this tournament?
Great.
Yes.
He already won like 2 or even 3 games, and he's
Oh.
getting some points back. We spoke about his plans for the future yesterday. He wants to, simply get back to 2750 and then to.
He's really gonna play a lot again.
Yeah, he said
Okay.
that he played an open tournament after 25 years.
Yeah, he played against me there.
Really?
Yeah, he lost.
You won.
Yeah, but his tournament wasn't great at all. So, he
He's
lost a lot.
extremely tough to crack, so congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. But he lost like 17 points there. It was a horrible tournament for him. So I think it was just like a warm-up tournament if he's gonna
Mhm.
play a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't play for so long already.
He announced that he would play more, and he he's not going to make so many draws anymore. So he'll try to
Nice.
do some breaks and some really important decisions about his chess.
What about this position actually? Black's position seems to be nice, right? H3,
King g4.
King g4. Yeah, I was looking at this. So now the question is, where does the bishop go? Maybe. Yeah, King g4 seems good. So what if I play bishop e1 here?
What's your plan?
I want to go rook g2 check and then push the pawn. So just imagine rook a8 is logical, I guess.
Okay.
And now check.
King. Yeah.
King f5, yeah.
Well, what else?
You can also go to f4. I'm not sure which one, but I think the problem is that at some point possibly bishop g3 check can. But actually now, there's an advantage that you have king f3 right here.
Okay, if I take on a2.
Yeah, black seems to be playing for the win, obviously.
Knight h1 one of his games. But
Rook
basically,
g2.
he's not having such a strong
This also seems very interesting.
Well, that's your idea. He's threatening the same.
Yeah, but now the problem is that maybe also king g4 comes.
But then I can maybe play bishop e1, king h3, rook g3. No.
Yeah, I think white should be able to hold on somehow. King
He
g4
played king g4.
Of course. Yeah, I predicted draw anyway. A funny idea might be to go king c6 to trap the bishop or something.
The bishop d8, king b.
King bishop d8. Okay. Bishop e1 check.
Okay, now if king h3, we already had this.
Yeah, we looked at this like a second ago. So check here, like you said, possibly. So if I take here, you cannot take
But then
here.
nothing. Then this is just a draw.
No, probably it's just a draw. I mean,
maybe not rook g3.
and I was a bit surprised by rook g2, but probably if you go bishop e1 here, king g4 also keeps the pawn in at bay. So I'm not surprised this is just gonna be a draw somehow.
Yeah.
It's funny actually that Nine always plays this opening recently. I saw some game of his against. Oh no, he was black in that game. I'm sorry. It was Duda against Nine, and he was black. But
And he's not getting anything out of the openings. For example, in this one, I don't see any advantage for white.
no, it's no advantage anymore, but just a playable position. Okay, we can take a look at maybe one more game. So, how is Ivanchuk still playing? I'm thinking. Okay.
He won. Just like you said, after rook e6 position is for resignation.
Yeah, I think we looked more or less at every game. Maybe say go. Whoa. What
Wow,
happened?
there's some real stuff in
Yeah,
this game.
so we left here.
Yeah,
So you played rook c2. So this all happened. Queen a6. Yeah.
exactly what you said.
I mean, yeah. Bishop f1. Okay. Yeah. So the knight got to e5 at some. Oh, yeah. Indeed, white has to go get some play with e5 here. So now the position heated up quite a bit, right? I have no idea what's going on. Let's just get to the position in the game. Probably some time trouble, scramble.
Yeah, both players are,
Yeah.
are really good when it comes
So
to time trouble.
both one more move until time control. Yeah, actually, Ralph Mamedov is a really big blitz specialist, right?
Yeah.
But still, in real games, it's much different than blitz. So it's not so. Even if you're a strong blitz player, maybe.
Don't know about you, but for example, I'm considered to be a good blitz player. But when it comes to real game, I'm playing like a blitz patzer if I'm running out of time.
Yeah, this is just so much difference. So knight e6. So black has two strong pawns. Seems to me like black is doing great, actually.
To me, this looks almost.
So rook c6.
Can I play bishop c5?
Yeah.
I know you have bishop e3 at the end of everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it feels like black. Some, let's say check.
Bishop
e3.
e3.
Queen d2.
Uh-huh.
Queen d2. Maybe just keeping everything together.
Maybe queen b2. No, rook on e6 is hanging.
And no tricks. And it's not so easy, maybe. If this okay, I have some idea, maybe. I check, take, check.
That was
Bishop
my
e3
idea.
and check here, because now if queen d2, you lose the exchange.
Okay, and if he moves the king?
Yeah, then I'm not sure. So I want to take here, probably.
Queen.
Oh, the rook is... I blunder rooks all the time. So what about d2? Continue. Take, I guess.
Wow, unless you have something, it's almost mate.
For black or for white? Who's gonna get made?
Well, I'm not sure. Maybe queen.
I think this is forced. But
okay,
now
king h7.
yeah.
King h7.
Knight g7,
Knight g7.
Blocking everything.
Bishop. Oh yeah. Oh.
Bishop f1. I'm not sure. It's a really complicated line. For sure, we made a lot of mistakes here. So, but this is interesting. This, like, we already blundered like queen c5 here. This is like the first time. It's hard to. Let me just take one more look at this line. Check. Check. Bishop c5. Probably king e1. E3.
Even rook takes c6 works.
Yeah. Then I'm not sure what black should play here. And why doesn't any move come true? Like, it doesn't show any moves, right? It's pretty strange. But if black doesn't really have a clear move here, I'm not sure about e3. He played queen d4 check.
He played queen d4 check, bishop e3.
What is his plan here?
Maybe rook b. No.
Really, rook b8.
Rook b8, rook e6, queen a1.
Yeah, something like this. But it's... Really? Wow. It's crazy. It's an interesting idea, to say at least.
Let's see just if it works.
Take, queen a1. Oh no, queen, rook b8. I'm messing up the mouse.
Rook a6.
Queen a1. But rook b6? Then nothing. I'm not sure, but if black doesn't have really anything here, white might be just much better.
Yeah, because the pawns are on light squares, and he's got a light square bishop.
Yeah. Yeah, I just asked the engine and it shows white is actually probably just winning.
So Washia out of...
Yeah, he might. I think I predict he will win this game then. I mean, it shows that the best thing for black is this. And this endgame should be because the bishop comes to d5.
Yeah, but we both agreed that in middle game he had some troubles.
Yeah, at least I think so, but maybe we just misevaluated.
It just shows how good he is in complications.
Like, black didn't have any problems at all.
Black didn't have any problems.
But I mean, he just outcalculates the guy. He's just much stronger. Here it got messy, and I think he just calculated better. That's what I think.
Also, maybe it came to some time trouble,
Mm-hmm.
and he just did better than Mehmetov. Actually, we're not sure, but okay, this is current position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they came to here, and this he will win for sure.
He will win. He will win.
Okay, I see my teammates are actually finished. So
Yeah, your old teammates are here. Their jackets are there as well.
yeah.
So we're not anymore worried about them. Okay, thank you so much. Sorry for so many disconnections today.
Yeah, thank you too.
Actually, it happens. I hope you don't mind.
No, sure, of course.
Okay, so you all had a chance to see today with us, providing his analysis and, just giving some practical advices. Grandmaster Jordan Van Forest. Once again, I have to mention current Dutch champion and one of our rising world stars.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for being us with.
Still take a breath.
Okay.
Wait, can I still take a breath?
Yes, of course. Okay, so now I'm back. We'll carry on analyzing positions. So many ended games here. So just before we continue, let me just set up something. Okay. So let's check some results. First of all, Vashe, like you see, he got a winning position against Mehmetov. The game is still ongoing. Kramnik against Ding Liren, they drew their game. Surprising result because Kramnik was doing better most of the time. He was up a pawn, but they eventually made a draw. So Kramnik played in this position h3. Jordan was analyzing this game and he kept mentioning some moves. H3 probably finding some shelter for the king, because at one point we just stated that the king might be finding itself in some sort of mating net. So after like queen b1, bishop c1, queen c2, rook takes g7, and yeah, even Kramnik was the one who was forcing and repeating the moves here. Okay, Grishchuk Kelyanov, that game is still in progress. Grishchuk was doing good most of the game, but as far as I see, this is not such a big not advantage actually. As far as I see, black is doing slightly better here. Probably some g4, h4, king f4 to activate his pieces. What is having problems with active black piece? Rook on b6 is hitting the pawn b2. King on f4 will approach there. So this is quite a difficult position. Also, the bishop on e4 really stands powerful. Practically very, very difficult position to hold. I don't see anything better than rook f2. And maybe just to kick this king away from the center. And yeah, because if black managed somehow to put the king on f4, that would be way better position, because then rook f2 wouldn't anymore work because of king e3. So rook f2, king e6, I guess that one, yeah. And now king wants to approach the pawn d4, so maybe even bishop c4. Yeah, he played rook f2. Most likely king e6. To go after the d4 pawn. And I said bishop c4 here, unless white has something else. bishop e2, and if g4, maybe some h3 ideas to simplify position and reduce material. But okay, bishop c4, king d6, not king d6, king d6, rook f6, bishop d5. Rook e2 doesn't work because of king d6. Okay, Grishchuk will have some troubles equalizing the game here. It's surprising because out of the opening and afterwards, during like most of the game, he was the one who was pushing there for a win, and his position was way better. We'll check out our games. So Hari Krishna Mamajara, they drew. Rapport Wojtaszek, they also drew their game. Okay, that was an interesting game. We stopped analyzing this game when Rapport played knight d5, knight d5, knight d5, b5, and yeah, it's a good way to get the pawn back, playing c4 afterwards and capturing that pawn on a6. That's exactly what happened here. So he went for the h7 pawn while black took on a6, and nice game by Wojtaszek playing black there. Okay, so Svidler drew a Postny. Just like Jordan said, so many draws today. Iwanchuk won, Rajabov Aronian draw, Andrei Kingiri draw, Navara Morozevich draw, Gelfand drew against Gusinov. So many draws. Iwanchuk made a very nice game, pretty short one. 97, they played the Moscow variation in the Semislav defense, and after e4, e5, 94, we stopped here. We also proposed knight b6, knight d5 for black. And let's have a look the way he broke the black's defense here. So after b6, played h4, a typical way to provoke h5, in which case he would get like good chances and some really nice squares, just like g5, f6 for the attack. So that's why c5 captured there and played knight d6. Interesting would be to see what if bishop e5. I guess if bishop e5, yes, the pawn on h6 is just hanging. So after rook b8, queen takes c5, bishop e4, knight was threatened. Predovich played bishop e8, queen a5. He was already at this point pawn up and way more active pieces. Bishop e5, knight a5, rook d6, bishop d5. Probably Predovich had this position in his mind, exactly this one, and probably he thought this is okay, and this is. But after rook c5, he miscalculated here rook e6, because he couldn't take on d5 since rook takes, queen takes, and the queen on e7 is eventually hanging. But if he plays rook c5, then looks like a... Well, he played rook c5, but rook e6, and he resigned it. I'm just wondering, probably he thought about some queen b7, but even if queen b7, queen h4 should be winning there for black. But okay, rook e6 is nice, and that's how Iwanchuk won today's game. Vityugov Huzman, that game is still ongoing. Vityugov playing white. He's up a pawn. He was threatening, for example, a rook a8 in this position. Rook a8 followed by queen a8. It's deflection, and afterwards bishop f6, e takes with mate on g7. So that's why Huzman played f6. Yeah, he can't play right now. But okay, he can take on f6 and then play rook a7. Like taking and playing rook a7 here. And if bishop f7, just rook f7, king f7, this must be better for white. So looks like Vityugov is gonna win this game. Looks like Huzman is lost. unless I'm missing something. E takes f6. There's a mate threat in one he has to take. His last move was f6. Once again, white was threatening here rook a8. So after like f6, he takes, rook a7. I once again don't see anything better, because if bishop d7, then bishop f6, right? So bishop f7, rook f7, queen takes h7, and queen g6. Sorry, queen g6. And this is way better for white. I believe this is a matter of technique, but I have no doubts that white is going to be able to convert this into full point. Okay, Vanhao Markus, Serbian player 1. Serbian player 1 out of his pretty suspicious middle game position, because we stopped analyzing this game at this point. At that time, white was certainly slightly better with the bishop pair and the pressure on the queen side. So after c5, queen b5, rook b8. Let's see what happened there. Bishop f3, rook c8. Well, he had some pressure against the c4, just like in Nim's opening. And after like rook a4, rook fc8, e5, threatening. Well, he's just willing to exchange bishop pair, so to exchange dark square bishops, and then the knight would do fine against that bishop. But okay, let's have a look. F takes, d takes, bishop takes. Suddenly he got some counter chances, yeah, here. And now he's threatening, if I see correctly, he's threatening bishop g3, h takes g3, rook e3. Yeah, the threat is of bishop g3, so king g2, bishop c3. Now he's up a pawn. He went knight e4, bishop e5, yeah. And in this mutual complications, Markus went for this. This is a great win for one of the best Serbian players, and it's always good when you manage to beat 2700, especially with black pieces. And in that game, maybe he was in the middle game just standing a bit slightly worse, but this was very nice win, especially at the end of the game with this rook f2 move. Lack of playing black pieces here. Jordan was analyzing this position for you, and I would agree that this is a round draw. Looks like Lacko is slightly better, but okay, probably he doesn't have a clear way to continue here. For example, bishop d8 to take on h4, rook c3, and then king h2, and we don't see a way for black to improve here. Maybe just to take advantage of inactive rook on a6, but it's very difficult with some. Yeah, this is position on board. It looks like it's gonna be a draw. Okay, who else is playing? So with Yugov is most likely winning. Korobov, Yu Yang Yui. Korobov. Well, the a3 pawn is hanging. So wait a sec, if he takes on a3, can black take on c4 here? Queen a8 and play this position. Apparently looks better for white. Looks better for white, but actually the major problem for black is this bishop on f8. It's a very inactive piece, and he will have, while if the queen comes to a8, he just has to push his pawn. So rook to a3. What has a better position here? Okay. So many draws today. I guess many of these players maybe are interested in watching Carlsen playing against Karyakin in just 50 minutes from now. So One Valley Howell. Sorry, I just stopped talking for a few moments because I need some time to see what's going on. Looks like One Valley is doing better here. He's threatening Rook H8. He's threatening... Yeah, it looks like David Howell is lost here. Maybe the only idea that was Rook takes G3, something like this. But he doesn't have a threat right now. That's a problem. He doesn't have a threat. Even F4 is not a threat. He doesn't have a check. The knight on A4 is out of the game. This is winning. This must be winning. Unless I'm missing something. Maybe some knight b6 get the knight back into the game. But then Rook H8. Threatening a Rook H7, Rook G7, Rook G7, King G7, Knight F5. Yeah, this must be completely winning for white. That's the game between One Valley and Howell. We'll get back to this game because it seems that this one is interesting in comparison to other games. This is Sugirov against Inner Kiev. Inner Kiev has more active rook, but is that enough? I don't see a second weakness in white's position apart the pawn on A3 and better rook on A1, so probably this is draw. Actually, not probably. This should be drawish position. Ivanišević Shirov. Ivanišević won. Another Serbian player won against another ex-27 Alexei Shirov lost today. I said that this could be one of the most interesting games today because I know even he's one of most resourceful, interesting and attractive players in Serbia, the best player for like last 10 years, and he likes to play wild positions just like Shirov, and like you see he outplayed Shirov with his own weapon. Okay, so Ivanišević won that game. Let's just have a look because that game was surely one of the best games today. So Ivanišević played very weird bishop g5 move. I'm not even sure if this is some sort of novelty, but we rarely see such a move on high level. So reminds me on Trompovsky, but it's not even Trompovsky. Here it's exchange Slav. You're expecting some boring knight f3, knight c3. Then he comes up with bishop g5. Okay, and after h6, knight c3. Okay, queen b2, not because of rook c1. So this is exactly what I stated previously. He's playing against Shirov in a Shirov's way. So he's sacking bishop pair. Knight a4, knight f4. Threatening the bishop. Threatening rook b1 followed by a4, winning the piece. And after this he was up a pawn and he managed to win this. This is really great because Serbian team, if Markush won against Wang Hao, if Ivanišević won, they probably won their match, and they're going to play for like top 3 places tomorrow. So let's have a look at this endgame. It's very difficult to hold this one. He activated himself, doesn't want to take the pawn on a7 because it's gonna fall anyways. plays rook d6, defending his major hope and also putting pressure against the a6 weakness. And now he just simplified, and now the rook is out of the game, and this is the matter of technique. Great game by Ivanišević today, and this is a great scalp. Okay. He was up a pawn here, and he managed to win this endgame. Yeah, pushing the f-pawn and just doing it there, because he couldn't play king takes h2 because of rook h8. And after this played, okay. Still, Shira was defending himself in a very interesting way. Of course, he cannot put his king on g-file because of rook g8 check and promotion. So after king g6, finally when the king came to the g-file, Shira could put his king on g3, but it was too late because he controlled the pawn on h2 and also threatened to promote. Congratulations to Serbians there. Okay, all other games are decided. Peter Lacko is still playing. He's probably trying to win this endgame after all. But okay, this is more or less drawish position. If rook g2, we already analyzed this with Jordan. This is draw. Even if king h2, I mean, it's drawish. So this is most likely going to end up being a draw. Okay, so Korobov, Yu Yang Yue, they're still playing. Rook a4. Korobov didn't want to take on a3, so he wants full activity of his pieces. Queen a8. Yeah, it's interesting because black pieces are somehow stretched. Defending the bishop on f8, on defending the pawn on a3. King is very safe being on f2, so this is much better game for white. Maybe even threatening some rook d3, rook d8 idea afterwards. Very difficult position for Yang Yue. This is game between Van Velde and David Howell. This is the 41st move. Time trouble has just finished, but it's so obvious that Howell, we analyzed this position already, and obviously it's completely lost for black. So they were probably in mutual time trouble and in complications when Wally found himself being there better. Okay, so all other games are just decided. Pretke against Malahov. Pretke against Malahov. Malahov is up a pawn. His a pawn is pretty far there. Will he be able to do anything in this position? So Malahov is definitely trying to win here. He's definitely one who's playing this position to make a full point, but okay. I believe this could be defendable. White's king is too active. Rook is at the 5th rank, that could be, but I'm not exactly sure. I'll have to think about this position. It's pretty difficult. By the way, just to remind you, in less than 40 minutes, World Championship match starts between Carlsen and Kryakin. Okay, let's get moving. This is the game Pretke against Malahov. Buxian-G, okay, we won that game. Ho Yifan also won. We analyzed that position previously. We stopped it when she played f6. Jordan proposed rook c3 with the rook h3, and that's exactly what she did. He also proposed going with the king on h7 and activating it there. Yeah, it was nice, and he eventually won this. Actually, it was another win, and I believe I have to check the scores. And I believe if Cercle de Czech from Monte Carlo won this game, they already became European club champions. Okay, we don't have many games more to check. Muzicuk Maria won, playing black. Jagnidze playing against Sochka still. So only few more games left, which is very surprising. It's 7 p.m. or actually 7:20 p.m. European time, Central European time, and I guess everybody are just preparing for the chess event of the year, World Championship match between Carlsen and Karyakin. Okay, but meanwhile we have some of the best world players here. Not some, actually, all other best players from the world. They just play here. Grishchuk Elyanov. Let's have a look at this endgame. Grishchuk is defending his position. He's trying to... It's very surprising because we analyzed this position a couple of times. Jordan proposed a3 here. He said if White had a chance to play a3 and afterwards to play and to take on f4, that would be way better. I guess Grishchuk knows why didn't he use and play that move. But okay, he really got into problems here, and here we go. This is position. He tried some trick here with g4 to... Okay, this is interesting. Every single round, Elyanov is out of his openings or just in early middle games just a slightly worse, and afterwards he's outplaying his opponents. That's very interesting. So Elyanov is once again in a good shape. He's playing really strong lately. So King g4 was the last move. I guess if bishop e2, king h4, and he will now try to play g4, hide his king on g5, and play h4 followed by g3. This is one idea. Also, if he plays bishop e2, yes, that's what Grishchuk did. After king h4, the b2 pawn is hanging, so he would have to move the bishop once again. Maybe bishop to d1. Attacking pawn on a4. And just defending himself there. But it still looks slightly better for Elyanov. Okay, so king h4, yeah, and now I mentioned bishop d1, or maybe bishop d1. That's what he did. That's what he played. G4, bishop a4. No. Actually, his pawn is... So rook a6, defending the pawn. Rook d2 supporting. Then bishop d5 to stop and to block the pawn. Cannot move. Then g4, rook c6. He's gonna suffer in this endgame. He'll have to defend very precisely in order to make draw. On the other hand, Elyanov is pretty technical player and he likes this kind of position, so Grishchuk will have to suffer for a lot more in this position. Okay, what else do we have there? So we have all games finished. Peter Leko is still playing, but apparently this position is not changing too much, so it is going to be draw. Korobov, Yu Yang Yu. I guess that's the only game that is still like unclear here. What happened there? So he played f5. This is all in. Is he gonna be able to defend himself and to come up with some Well, I guess if such a strong player plays and finds a move like f5, he knows what is he doing there. So f5, he's trying to destabilize probably one of the best pieces in this game. That was safe king on f2. So after f5, g takes queen f6. Wow. He was at this point he was way better. He could have taken the pawn on a3. Even at this point, not maybe queen a8. He's like almost completely winning. But he probably, not probably, he missed this f5 move because looks like now Yu Yang Yui. And not just that, he's threatening queen h4, rook 1. Even trying to play this position for a win. So if he plays g5, okay, this one doesn't work because of g6 and this is lost. This is lost, so he has to play h takes g5. Queen e8 threatens queen g6 once again to get a winning position, but queen f5. Very bad blunder by Korobov there. Out of almost completely winning game. Now this game becomes very unclear. But we'll see. He played queen f6. I proposed g5, otherwise queen h4, rook b1 with almost mate. I see nothing better than g5 here. g5, h takes, queen e8, queen f is the line I see. Maybe queen c6, followed by queen g6 and rook takes a3. So yeah, this could be a possible variation. And here white would still play for a win. So this is current position, and we'll see what is white gonna move, but I see nothing better than g5. Because if he moves his bishop, like actually whatever else he tries to do, he's gonna lose. Queen h4, rook to b1 seems to be a killing threat for black. What a bad blunder. Van Velle Howell position hasn't changed, but Van Velle is completely winning there. Maybe Pretke Malahov. We analyze this. Okay. Obviously, he threatens to take this pawn. Would be interesting to see. He can't play e6. I mean, white cannot play e6 because he does have time to take on c2 with a tempi. So probably some c4. But in that case, if c4 happens, then a3. Because if he plays e6, well, he doesn't have time to take on c2 because of this check and e7. So after e6, probably rook to e2, and after this, king c7, and now king c5 cannot be played because of rook c2. For rook h7, it just activates my piece. Yeah, that's exactly what happened in the game. Rook e2, rook h8, king c7 now. I see check. If king goes to c8, then it's a draw. King b6, and now e7, a3. Exactly, they're playing all these moves. e6, rook e2, check, this one. King b6 if he wants to push for a win. King d6, he's just losing a pawn. King c8 is draw. So king b6, e7, a3. This is critical position. And here we just have to see if white can find something to hold this. Maybe rook h3. a2 and rook to a3. And looks like he's gonna be able to hold this, because then it's a draw. So we're talking about this position, and if he plays king b6, a3, unless he's got something else, but I don't see what else he can do there. Okay, only few more games left. Only few more games left. So we have game between Predke and Malahov, the one that we just analyzed. We have Korobov, Yu Yang Yui, expecting Korobov to play g5. We have Naidich Leko, and it is going to be draw because they keep repeating moves. So just before we finish, and we have Grishchuk Elyanov. Yes, that's the game we have to follow. Grishchuk is suffering there. Elyanov improved his position to a maximum. He'll play g4, king g5, king f4, h4, push the pawn to g3, h takes, play king e3, and win. Actually, that's his plan, to win this. This is very difficult to defend, and I'm not sure if White, actually Grishchuk, is gonna be able to defend this one. I mean, from practical point of view, such positions are very difficult to play because your opponent slowly squeezing you out. Okay, as far as I see, king f2 looks like the only move, and also he may try to activate his king on e3. So this makes sense. But once again, rook f5, this one, and bishop b5 pawn is hanging, so this one doesn't work. Yep. Interesting, and we'll see what will happen there. We'll see what will happen in that game. We'll get back. Before that, let me just check the results and maybe even give big news from this tournament. Once again, we're following the European Club Cup 2006. It's happening here in Novi Sad, Serbia. Today we're just analyzing the games from the penultimate round. Next round. Here. Well, most of this, well, it's difficult because the site hasn't been uploaded. Okay, so once again I'll repeat: Vachier against Mamedov. They're still playing, but we both, Vachier against Mamedov, they're still playing, but we both agreed, my guest Jordan Van Forest and myself, that this is just a matter of technique for such a player like Martin Vachier-Lagrave. c6, bishop e4, rook e6, and white seems to be better. Not better, sorry, winning. Also 6 to defend the pawn, then 6 followed by bishop e4, and white seems to be much better, if not completely winning. Grishchuk Elyanov once again. Yeah, Grishchuk played king f2. He played the most active move. Well, maybe I went too far when I said that he's going to hardly defend. Actually, I never said that he's way worse in this game, but I said that he would suffer. and he really does suffer in this position. But okay, I believe after king f2 and king e3, he's finding some nice, tenacious defensive resources. Okay. So let me have a look. Serbians, Padova. These are the matches, and of course, Siberia playing against Alkaloid. That's the most important match. So in that match, Kramnik drew against Ding Liran. Second board for Siberia, it's Girianish. He drew against Andreikin. Third board, Gelfand. Actually, is that no? He's not playing for them. He's playing for Padova. Okay, Andreikin drew against Anish Giri. By the way, let's go back. Yes, Peter Leko drew against Najdic. Okay. We currently see position between Leko and Najdic, and they drew there. Korobov Yu Yang Yu, that's probably the most interesting game at the moment and can decide a lot, because Korobov plays for Siberia. They're currently in the second place. First place for Alkaloid, Yu Yang Yu, fifth board of the Alkaloid. So we'll see. This is in the meantime, I'll just check the results. So here's the situation. Kramnik drew against Ding Liran. Girianish drew against Andreikin. Grishchuk is playing Elyanov. Tomaszewski playing and drew against Yakovenko. Korobov is playing against Yu Yang Yu. And Rublevsky drew Krivoruchko. So 2 games are still ongoing, and looks like both of these games will be drawn. Padova, Aronian drew against Rajabov. Bakrov against Safarli. Leko against Najdic. Vashier is winning against Mamedov. So we'll see what will happen there. Novi were against Valjevo from Serbia. Hari Krishna drew Mamejarov. Wojtaszek drew Rapport. Navara Morozovic. That game, and 2 really, really great wins by Serbians. Ivanišević beat Shirov, and Markush beat Wang Hao. Perunovic against Shashikirian, and we just have to check what Morozovic did there. So let me have a look. So we're looking for Morozovic, and how did he do? He drew against Navarra, which means that Serbian club won, and they're going to be in a contest for top 3 places. That is the first thing. Second thing, we're now looking for Perunovic Shashikirian. Let's have a look at that game. Perunovic against Shashikirian. Perunovic playing white. Well, looks like he's in problems here. But looks like this game is not going to decide the winner of the match, because they already won like 2 games and they're leading 2 points. Okay. So okay. So before we finish analysis of those games, let me just stay tuned. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. I'll just provide like the last analysis, just in those end games to see how Grishchuk is doing. Also, that match is probably one of decisive in this tournament to see will Korobov manage to beat Yu Yang-yu, and will Grishchuk hold that position against Elyanov. So I'll be back in like 5 minutes, not more than that. See you and stay tuned. Bye bye.
The name of the event is the first issue educational conference, which means that already in the world happened many conferences, but by issue is organized the first one.
People that is working with chess in school all over Europe, they are gathering here to share experiences and also to try to solve different problems that everyone is facing in the different countries.
It's a very important topic for us because we are just planning to start it in Belarus, and we're doing a lot of work to start it, and it's a great experience for us to listen about other countries, how it's working in other countries and how it's been done.
This program, which is called Chess in Schools, has been running 7 years now.
This is a very important conference because it's my life, chess in schools, and it was very pleasure for me to see so very important persons and study experience from other countries.
In the past, individual chess federations have organised a conference, and these have been quite interesting. But now what we're doing is we're bringing together people from around Europe, and we're exchanging ideas. And this is being led by the Education Commission of the European Chess Union.
I would like to give you a few ideas that I've drawn from experiences around the world.
ჭადრაკის სკოლაში არის ის თემა, რომელიც ვფიქრობ ძალიან მნიშვნელოვანი არის არა მარტო ჭადრაკის განვითარების კუთხით, არამედ ჩვენი მომავალი თაობის ინტელექტუალური განვითარების კუთხით. ჩვენ ვცდილობთ, რომ ის გამოცდილება, ის საერთაშორისო გამოცდილება, რომელიც უკვე დაუგროვდა წამყვან ქვეყნებს, გადმოვიტანოთ, დავნერგოთ ჩვენს ქვეყანაში და არ გვინდა, რომ ამ პროცესს ძალიან ჩამორჩეთ.
ძალიან საინტერესო კონფერენციაა ჩემთვის პირადად, იმიტომ რომ ჩემთვის ახალი თემა ბავშვებთან მუშაობა და საერთოდ ბავშვების ჭადრაკი და უბრალოდ პრიორიტეტი გახდება ჩემთვის.
What I believe personally that 70% of the kids, when they're starting maths, they hate it. Or while it's opposite in chess, 70% of kids, they like it because this is the game. Here I see the differences of chess, why chess will help to do the same things, actually to develop the same things, but with pleasure, not with pressure.
What I wish is that the school systems of Europe will really understand how great chess is for developing children, both from a social and intellectual point of view. That's my hope.
My name is Maria Manelidou. I'm from Greece, but I play with an English team. Midland Monarchs, we're not doing so well, but today I think we'll do much better. I really like playing in the tournament because first of all, it's great to play with together with such a great chess players. City is really beautiful. It's small but really convenient to go from one place to another. So Serbian people, they're really friendly. Starting from the hotel, they're always helpful, and of course in the tournament, they're always helpful as well. So yes, Serbian people, they rock. And the organization as well, they're really helpful.
Okay, I'm coming back. At the moment, we're just checking a game between Perunovic and Shashikirian. Shashikirian won. Played the rook b8 and Perunovic resigned. Okay. So let's get back to games that are still in progress. Of course, we're analyzing the best ones. Vachier won against Mamedov. He played c6. We predicted that, and then he just plays bishop e4, rook e6, winning the pawn on g6, and that's it. Then Grishchuk's game, Grishchuk-Elyanov. Elyanov is fighting for a win. Practically, it's very difficult position for playing with white. But so far, Grishchuk is defending himself very, very strongly. So rook h3, he's threatening to win the pawn. King has to move somewhere. Probably on e1 or d1. Let's say king e1. He now threatens to take on b5. Okay, so Grishchuk-Elyanov, one of decisive rounds and definitely one of crucial games for this European Club Cup. If Elyanov finds a way to win this game, then Alkaloid is going to win this. But okay, we'll keep following. I predict something like this. Then bishop c6. King e1 Grishchuk played, yeah. He played king to e1. And now I see nothing better but bishop c6 for black. And then maybe d5. Bishop d5, bishop e5, but then bishop to b3. Hardly position because the material is going to be reduced. So currently this is position on board. King e1, it's black to move. One thing for sure, Siberia is not going to win this match. Actually, everything depends on, again, Korobov, Yu Yang Yui. Actually, they can win this match. Just a sec. Maybe I just made a mistake. Unbelievable what is happening in that game. Korobov was almost winning there. once again became very, very unclear. The only move is rook to b3. Rook takes c4. Black has no threats in this position, so rook b7. Threatening g8 with queen a8 checkmate, so bishop takes g7, and this is position. And from such a great... he played g8 queen. King has to take. No, even queen can take. Well, whether queen or king takes after rook to b3 or queen a7, so let's have a look. If queen takes, trying to... No, king takes. Okay, rook to b3. I see nothing better except maybe... No, queen a8 doesn't work because of rook b8. So rook to b3. He now threatens to come up with check. Black can play queen d7. King c2 doesn't work in a view of rook c4, so this one. Bishop g3, it's almost mate. But bishop f2. And looks like... rook takes c3, no, it doesn't work. Looks like the position is defendable. It's very interesting because at this point, he was the only side who could push for a win here. Then he blundered this move f5, and that f5 move gave a great counter to Yu Yangyue. Okay, we're now checking rook b3. Okay, it's obvious, and now queen d7, king e1. Just let's have a look if we missed something. If rook c4, then we have queen a8, and now rook b7. So that one doesn't work. If bishop g3, bishop f2, bishop f2, king f2, and now white is threatening two things at once. Queen a8 or rook g3. And white seems to be better. White seems to be able to hold this position. Okay, Korobov, Yu Yangyue. Let me just check. One Valley, how well? One Valley won. Yeah, we predicted that. We just predicted the results. Zvyagintsev, Frolyanov. Zvyagintsev is up a pawn. Opposite color bishops. I believe this is winning. Because the h4 pawn is holding the h4 bishop holding the h5 pawn. He just needs to use his king to approach to the pawns, to, for example, to put it to b6 and to play c6. This is winning. Zvyagintsev is gonna win against Frolyanov. Edouard Roman playing white. Edouard Roman playing white, but for some reason we don't get moves from this game. Mircea Parlegras, Romanian player. Okay, we don't. Okay, he lost. Unfortunately, my clubmate lost. Verlev won that game. Okay. Other games are not that important, and at least not important in this moment. So we'll get back to the most important. Grishchu Kelyanov will have to go back to that game because Either that one or Korobov Yang Yui, those are decisive games. We're just waiting for the game to upload. We have decisive 7th round of the European Club Cup. I cannot say what the situation is still, but one thing for sure, I guess, since on one, we already have like European champions, European club champions for 2016 in the women's section.
Means that already in the world happened many conferences, but by ECU is organized the first one.
They are gathering here to share experiences and also to try to solve different problems that everyone is facing in the different countries.
It's a very important topic for us because we are just planted in Belarus and we're doing a lot of work to start it, and it's a great experience for us to listen about other countries, how it's working in other countries and been done.
This program, which is called Chess in Schools, has been running 7 years now.
This is